to the 6th Hayley-Roxanna Crafts Quick Cross Stitch video, where I share information, hints and tips on one area of cross stitch in a short video. In this video, I'm focusing on finding the centre of your cross stitch fabric. So it's advised to start your cross stitching from the centre of the fabric to ensure that there is room around the whole of the design for it to fit on the fabric. Or at the very least, you want to count from the centre of the fabric to where you want to start stitching. Sometimes it's more practical to start somewhere else, but you need to go from the centre to get to that point. On your cross stitch chart, the centre is usually marked either by arrows, which you can then trace from to find the centre point, or red lines, or in the case of my chart, both. So where the red lines cross is the centre of the chart. There are a few ways you can find the centre of your fabric. Firstly, you can count. So if you know how many squares there are across and down your fabric, you divide these numbers by 2 to find the centre. So for example, I know with this square of fabric of Ada, it's 50 squares by 50 squares. So if I count 25 squares across and 25 squares down, I will find the centre point. It's best if you are counting your fabric to have it on a flat surface while you count. So if I just quickly do this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So that's 25 across. So now I'll do my 25 down. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. So that's where I've just popped the needle in, is the exact centre of this fabric. So counting works fine if you've got a small piece of fabric, but for a larger cross stitch design, counting may not be practical, as it could take too long and it's easy to make a mistake the further you've got to count. You could miss a hole as you're counting, you could be interrupted and lose count. So an alternative would be to use a measuring tape or a ruler. I prefer to use centimetres when I'm measuring, but you can do whatever you like, whichever side you prefer, inches or centimetres. Sometimes it depends on the size of the piece as well. So you take your measuring tape and lay it across your fabric, and this is 9.4 centimetres. So half of that would be 4.7. And then I just take a pin, find the 4.7, pop my pin through, and just pop it through the holes like so. So I know where the centre line is that way. And then measure again from top to bottom. With this being square, I know that again it's 9.4, so I want to mark at 4.7. So if I just find that point, it's about there, pop a pin in there, like so. And then I know that the centre is where those pins would cross. So the centre point is just there where I've popped the needle in. So again, this is where I would start stitching, or I would count from there to where I want to start stitching. A third way of finding the centre is by folding. So you fold your fabric in half vertically and just give it a little squeeze to make a crease, and then fold it in half horizontally and again give it a little squeeze, and then where those creases cross is the centre point of your work. If you're finding it hard to see the creases, as you fold it, you could just pop a pin in where the crease is, just to help you see, similar to how we did when we measured. Or even you can fold it the one way, then fold it the other. So you've literally just folded it into quarters and pop the pin in, or your needle, just into the corner like so. So as you unfold it, that's marking the centre. And then again, that's where you start stitching from, or where you count from to where you want to start stitching. If you have any questions about finding the centre of cross stitch fabric, please pop them in the comments. And in next week's quick cross stitch video, I will demonstrate stitching a full cross stitch on Aida fabric.